All right. Hey, 1EQL. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Happy Saturday. So, I know I've been here all day because I've been arguing with a Bible clown, a Christian clown. But I want to come and talk to you guys about the dangers and the reality of people um, that are from the church. Okay, people that are from the church and people that are stuck on this whole Jesus thing. Okay, I want to come and talk about this seriously because I've been getting downloads all day from Spirit, just download after download after download. And I'm going to get off camera because the sight of me disturbs these people and they start fidgeting around. So I can't even come and go live without them flipping out. That's how fake and false they are. I'm going to keep it real with you. Um, what I've noticed is people in here, people on YouTube pushing the Bible at people and basically trying to steal business from me. Like, for example, this guy that posed as a lover of mine is actually in competition with me. And I'm going to tell you what's been happening this entire time. And this is the reason why people like him are not only possibly being admonished by the church, but have been essentially thrown out of the church. And I can imagine that if their churches knew what they were actually up to, they would have a serious problem with these people. First of all, witches rule this earthly realm, and they can continue to try to bring in this Twilight Zone stuff. But this is one of the reasons why there are so many people that are jacked up and janked up because what they do, and I can always recognize it, even when people don't think I see it, I see everything. Okay. So what ends up happening is that they try to sell this so-called Christian magic. And I'm not saying at all that Christian witches, it's something wrong with them or that, they don't have the power to help people. But in particular, the people that have done several things to fool the public so that they can try to steal money from my company. What I have noticed is that they have placed these people under great danger. Okay. You have to be careful with being misaligned with people. And if it is meant for you to consult with a witch, then it's just meant for you to consult with a witch. Now, everybody, when it comes to spirituality and religion, everybody always wants to make it seem like, oh, there's heaven and hell. And, sometimes maybe if I go through witchcraft, that's like this pathway back to God, which everybody has their own perception of God completely. Witches are very important. Witches are the saviors. We are actually the heroes. If you noticed, what Christianity and the church has turned into is a huge joke of social acceptance. It's all about social acceptance. This is the reason why they come to social media, they bully witches, they harass us, they are even willing to rape us, humiliate us. And please believe that if they could legally still do it, they would hang and burn us. These are some of the most corrupt people. And I'm not talking about everybody from the Christian church. I'm not talking about everybody from the Catholic church. I'm talking about the churchy, Bible thumping, social media clowns. I am absolutely disgusted. I want to go take a bath with some bleach. And I was actually intimately involved with somebody that this is obviously what it was about the whole time. It wasn't even about converting me, it was about raping me, stealing from me, taking from me, and humiliating me because of his hatred for not only witches, but for women. And he tried it. Oh my God, he tried to create this false reality that doesn't actually exist. He did. He's still trying. And I want to get all this out. I want to get all this out before the sun goes down because I'm getting ready to go outside and have a bonfire. And I don't want to have to think about this after that. I don't want to think about how corrupt some of these people from the church are, how corrupt they really are, so that I can enjoy my Saturday evening. It is dangerous for these people to be doing what they're doing. Him, the so-called witches that he has on his quote unquote team. And I've seen it. He has a variety of different types that are claiming to be witches. And the reason for his constant harassment and stalking of me is simply because he wanted to steal from me. Strictly. That's why. He wanted to take from me. He wanted to pull people over to his fold so that they would contact him and they would offer him money to do and perform Christian magic for them. And I don't care what he says. I don't care what he says. Here's the problem with that. Everybody that has went towards him have had delays, bad luck, and a lot of problems. He's sitting here in your face telling you what he's about. He's telling you that he even tried to lead me astray as well. I'm going to tell y'all why. I'm going to reveal to you why these pseudo Christians should not be out in social media trying to block, bust, and steal from witches. If it is meant for you to see a witch, It is because there are certain things that witches can access that they can't. And this is the reality of it. So, for example, if you go to somebody, because he's in competition with me, he is, okay? He's consulting with people about Christian magic, and he's trying to make himself appear to be something that he is not. I'm talking about Mike Mills. So, in other words, he's pimping in the pulpit, pretty much, which is why he proudly wears this diamond encrusted um, crucifix, which he is just a joke, a clown, is what he is. And you know what? The fact and the reality is this, is that he has been able to steal from me a great deal, but all of those people that he has geared towards him have failed. He's failed so many, because the truth of the matter is that he wears this crucifix around his neck, and many of them do, when he doesn't even really believe in God and has no real connection to any source of real power. And what bothers me is that people have fallen for it, and they've moved towards him and ended up in bad situations. And I can imagine that they have given him a great deal of money, and he doesn't know how to do the work. And this is exactly the truth. He's a liar when he says that he doesn't try to practice. Yes, he does. He definitely tries to practice. He does. The problem is that his understanding of spirituality does not go beyond the church. It doesn't. And it's just the reality of it. It was almost like he was cashing in on me whenever he felt like it. And people fell for it. And I know for a fact that Mike Mills is offering work. Him, the people that are in his fold, um, especially when it comes to that Heather Lynn Hope chick. And they've done nothing but failed people. And those people are afraid to speak out because they know what kind of backlash they would get. I mean, look at what they do. Look at how they've attacked me. Look at how they've attacked others. And people don't want to go through that. He's definitely a practitioner. Okay. He's definitely a practitioner. He's been sitting over there trying to light red candles on me since for 3 days now. And I'll never unblock him. He'll stay blocked. He'll stay blocked. I can promise that, because he's so dishonest that I don't want to be bothered. You know, if it is meant for a person to, first of all, you can't claim that you're a magician and all you do is Christian so-called magic or folk magic. You cannot expect for everybody to benefit from that. So, for example, when you go and you see them, it's all about Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But what if somebody needs to talk to Lord Ganesha? What if somebody needs to talk to Freya or Bia who is a very old primordial goddess that we don't hear much about. Yeah, Bia Bia, Bia Bia. See, this is the whole thing about it. It's dangerous for them to do that, and he knows that what he has done is dangerous. And it was not only dangerous for him, but it was dangerous for the people that he was helping, and it's all to overshadow the truth. I do regular rituals on a regular basis with a host of gods and goddesses and demons, and this is fucking what is required. You got to go to the high and the low and the in between. And this is something that they don't understand. And there have been a lot of people that have been screwed, completely and totally screwed by these people. You know, a lot of people have been hurt by what he's been doing. You have to be able to have connection to the ancestors of that client so that you can know what ritual needs to be done. My rituals come straight from the ancestors. Every ritual doesn't even look the same. Sometimes when I'm doing a money ritual, I may have to put a banana on it. So it just is so many different things that you have to be guided by spirit. And that's their problem. They're not being guided by spirit. They're being guided by their need to compete and their need to, especially when it comes to men, their need to control. That's what they're being guided by ultimately. You're not going to ever see any testimonials. You're not going to even have them admit to it. But that's what he's been doing. He'll go on there, he'll try to prove something, and then mostly men will contact him. A few women, and he'll say, "Oh, I'll pray for you." When really all he's doing ultimately is preying on you. And that's the truth about it. I had to come to the realization that this maniac is competing with me. He wants to steal my clients. He wants to steal my shine. He wants to steal my power. He wants to steal my name. He wants to steal my money. And he's doing it under the false pretenses that he's a man that is very successful and more powerful than me. So powerful that he can have me thrown out of my house. You would have to ask yourself, if I were to do that to somebody, like for example, last year, one of my enemies, her home was threatened. I guess her landlord was threatening to throw her out. What if I came on here and said, yeah, I did that to you. I did that to you. I'm not going to ever say that. What I'm going to say is that you got your karma. Karma is a bitch. I'm not going to take credit for that. I don't do bummy, dusty stuff like that anyway. You being in a house does not intimidate me. You being in an apartment doesn't intimidate me. What difference does it make? And this is the false pretenses that these people go by. And I know for a fact that this is what he's been doing. Whenever you see this man on YouTube, he is hustling for spiritual clients. And I can tell you, I can promise you that not has he ever been able to manifest my energy. You can't, it doesn't work that way. He can't vampire energy off of me to make a spell just magically work for you, right? And he doesn't think that I can see it, but I see it very clearly, very clearly. So when he comes on here, that's pretty much what he's doing. And there's people that have probably went to him for spiritual work and it didn't work, or either it halfway worked, um, especially when it comes to money. So he wants to advertise himself as being this money god when it's not the truth. And now that I've blocked him, he really doesn't have access to me energetically. And I know what I'm saying is correct for a fact. If you listen, if you, a witch is going to know exactly what you need done. And a lot of people will go, you can't get to my power and what I know. You can't get to my knowledge and wisdom through him. It'll never happen. And this is exactly how he has tried to play it. And he has screwed people. Show respect for the witches. We don't need some man telling us what to do. This is not about feminism. This is about what's real. There's been a lot of people that have had a lot of bad luck because of him, and it's not my fault. Those were clients that I never got the chance to speak to. Those were clients that probably went to him and then came to me. I'm going to tell you straight up and down that this is what's happening. Oh, yeah. And, sometimes you just got to have a woman's touch. Okay? Just got to have a woman's touch. That's been his hustle, and I know it for a fact. And he's been trying to sell this Christian magic, him and this Heather Lynn chick and all that stuff. And it's just, stop it. The thing of it is that the Bible itself gives you clues of what's happening. And it is important to reference the Bible to have a better understanding of it. If it is meant for you to go the left hand path or to go to a left hand path, which is just what's meant to be, you can't just necessarily feel like you're safe just because you go and see some Christian man. That's why he goes on there, he goes live. He keeps stressing money, 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 money. He keeps stressing that. He wants you to believe that he can make your money happen if you go to him. See, he's been trying to steal a lot of my money clients as well as my love clients, and he has done nothing but screwed people. abundantly. Okay. I know it for a fact. And he really, really, that's what he needs to come clean about. He's been on here advertising. His advertising technique is totally ridiculous. It really is. I've been telling him for years, you can't steal people's spiritual power. It's connected to them. My spirits wouldn't even know what to do for you, and they're not going to do what the hell you tell them to do. Now, anybody can go and speak to any deity. Doesn't mean that they're going to necessarily answer you. I don't understand why he couldn't just sit down and step aside and let a woman do her job as a witch. So many people lost their education and their training. He advocated for flagging my channel, and it got him nowhere because now he is basically still online, back online, begging for money that does not belong to him. He has several personal items of mine that he tries to connect with me energetically, and he's been denied access completely. You know, what he wanted was the magic, and he wanted to possess my magic. So he began to perform sex magic rituals on me. Um, Totally ridiculous. So many people that he harmed. So many people did not get what they paid for. So many people. And, I suspected it years ago. I suspected that that is what he was up to, but he's hidden it so good because what he does is he goes and he plays victim, and people will contact him. People will contact him through his Mike Mills account. He's accepting message requests from people, and they are paying him for something that he can't deliver to them. Okay. And he knows it, and I know it. And so he figured, because he failed years ago. He failed in 2019 when he tried it. He failed years ago. Okay. He felt like an even bigger failure when he saw me move into this house. And now he's trying to prove that he is the all powerful by trying to stop or block my money. He's been trying to block my money for days and days now, weeks. And he wants forgiveness for it, forgiveness that he will not get because Jamila is gone. Now, I'm completely going to the left on this one. I will never forgive him for torturing my family and trying to put us through this system of poverty where he was stealing from me, raping my bloodline, raping my ancestors, and then disgracing me as much as possible. Mike Mills is trying to sell his magic, and it ain't selling. So now, and what's become painfully obvious is that it's me against him. Isn't that sad? It's sad for him because what's up with the codependency again? I kept wondering why does he keep dropping revenge porn? And see, a lot of people in that sector didn't even know that that's what he was up to. So, him and old girl, all of them have been up to it. And then Spirit also showed me that they were taking my readings and they were doing something with them to do scams. So throughout the years while he's been doing this stupid stuff in social media for the past like 3 years, he's like, just focus on your readings, focus, because he wants me to put up readings so that he can use them to try to manifest off of them. He's been doing that for the past couple of years, big time. And I know it for a fact. In the meantime, trying to deny my value and trying to lower my value. And then also at the same time, trying to make it look like he runs me and he controls me. This is exactly what he's been doing. Listen, I'm not saying that Christian witches are weak. I'm not saying that Christian witches don't have power. But there's no power in what he has been doing. I am, I guess you consider me a pagan Satanist witch. I'm a pagan, I guess let's just say I'm a Luciferian witch. A lot of you guys don't need that Bible thumping stuff. I know that because we're so used to and we're so programmed when it comes to that. You got to think about the people all over the world that worship Santa Muerta, or people that, worship Lord Ganesha, Lakshmi. You got to think about these things and you cannot take that for granted. But what he is saying to you is a lie. Because some of you guys are not meant to benefit from that religion. A lot of you guys are never going to benefit from that religion. You're not. You'll never benefit from it. And he's not even benefiting from it. That's dangerous. Christian men and women, stop trying to compete with witches. There is no competition. Now, I know that y'all have y'all indoctrination set up where you guys are trying to say that if we go the left hand path, that you're just going to hell. So I'm going to tell you what Mike and the others tried to do. Because they don't have the patience, because they are frauds, what they tried to do was create a false hell. And thinking back on certain things that he said to me, he tried to convince me that I was dead and that I was in hell. I mean, this is the kind of shit that I've been dealing with, and I know reality. I'm not in the damn Twilight Zone. This has become obvious to me over the past few weeks. And then also his malice, his diabolical intent towards me and my children based upon aesthetics and his jealousy. He wouldn't he wouldn't know, for example, he wouldn't know how to stop a foreclosure. He wouldn't know how to stop you from being evicted. He wouldn't know how to stop a storm from destroying your property. He don't know any of that. but yet he is on here perpetrating a fraud. And he thinks that I don't know it. And he's very misogynist and he wants to call people to him because he is supposed to be a man. And this pretty much keeps all of us in limbo. It keeps us all in chains, you know. And so people that made a choice to buy into that crap out of respect for a so-called man that is very undeserving of respect, a fraud, a liar, and a thief. If it is meant for you to have a pagan ritual done where we're using symbolism outside of the crucifix, it's just what it's meant to be. Stop letting these people frighten you into believing, well, I'm not going to be socially accepted. But who's going to know the relationship that you have with a witch is your private business? You have every right to not say anything. But instead, they play on your psyche by trying to make it seem like I'm so deplorable and horrible. When I think about people that actually went to him, don't go to him first. Don't go to him at all. That's all I'm saying. Unless you know for a fact, and let's face it, if you are a Christian, if you are already a Christian and you're benefiting from being a Christian, why would you need to go to him? 'Cause he's been trying to I mean he's been a man trying to get in my energy all day long. All day long. And I kept wondering, why is this dude doing this? And you know what? That's really what it is. And he thinks that he's just gonna sit there and meditate and masturbate with his cross around his neck and have some kind of weird sexual ritual and have some kind of three-way, four-way, five-way conversation, sex orgy, and he's going to manifest for you. And he has not manifested anything for anybody. And I know that he's tested it and failed. And the past few years have been merely him throwing a temper tantrum throughout social media because what he did not work. If you guys remember, he changed his name to Terrell King Mills, and he's the Sorcerer Supreme. Remember his Sorcerer Supreme days? Yeah, those days have been over. Those days have been over. Yeah, Latoya Martin, it's ridiculous. And so I believe that the last time he did that was either it was in 2019 or 2020 when he was trying to advertise himself as some kind of witch. And then he said he was an empath. And then he said he was a sorcerer supreme. And then he said, past 3 years have been him throwing a temper tantrum because apparently whatever he did failed. So then if somebody tries to emulate you, backbite off of you when they fail at that, what's the next thing that they do? they start to harass you. They go behind your back. He's very, very angry at me for being a witch and for being authentic. And I've told him, I can actually unbind his powers. I have the power to do that. I'm a high priestess, but spirit wouldn't even let it happen even if I tried. Even I wouldn't be able to give him that. And the reason why is because he's so corrupt that he would take it and do horrible things with it. So that's why he has to stay where he's at, which is being a clown. And, it wouldn't, I mean, it's been several of them that have done that. And I just don't understand. If you feel that you're powerful, why do you have to try to take away from me? So that's the reason why the past couple of years he's been, oh, that's just YouTube, YouTube. He's angry because what he did not work because spirit showed him. And then even if you are the most devout Christian, you have faith, that's great. But don't come for the witches and stop trying to lead our clients to the church because you're leading them into the darkness. You're leading them into oh my God. And so that's why I posted on my wall, wow, the Christian church apparently has gotten pretty desperate because they're out here competing with witches. And let me ask you a question. Pope or, you know, Abrahamic leader, if you are so powerful, why do you have to attack us witches? Mm-mm-mm. I remember a few years ago, he was doing one of his song and dances, and he made a comment. He said, and her clients are just stupid. Her clients are stupid. His hatred and jealousy and visceral. My clients are not stupid. My clients get results. They get results even when they don't tell me right away. So what are you talking about? And surely every woman knows that you don't have to bend over backwards and worship a man to have a man around you. You don't have to lay down like a dog to have a man around you. That's very disturbing. He cursed a lot of people. And now, even a lot of the people that want to get work done from me can't because they don't have the money. So if you want my services, if you want my spirits, if you want something authentic through me, you have to come directly to me. There is no red tape. You didn't ever have to go to him or Tina or whatever or anybody else. See what it's been is it has been a bunch of bullshit, a barrel of bullshit is what it has been. So sad. Sexism and misogyny and All of those things are never going to get you anywhere. I would suggest that they stop. All the people that they hurt, all the people that they frauded, all the people that they scammed. And there are some people that probably spent their life savings. That's a shame. Now you want to come to me. You desire to come to me, but you can't because now your money is funny. Your money's blocked. Your money is I don't know. Like I'm not doing any group rituals for another couple of weeks. People are going through it because you wanted to believe in this man that was obviously a fraud. You wanted to believe in it so bad because you want to bow down and show honor and respect to a man that is not able to show it himself. And when I told y'all years ago that I healed him, literally gave him a healing potion to drink, he only sipped it one time and it healed his stomach. And he actually has came to me several different times telling me about his stomach hurt. Now he's getting ready to go and get his gallbladder taken out. He's actually going to go and get things removed from his body because his pride stands in the way of his brain, his ego. In 2019, I made him a mixture. It wasn't just ginger. It wasn't just ginger. There were plenty of other herbs that was in that mixture. And he sipped it at my house. Do y'all know that he went home that same night and made a big production? Oh, I've healed my stomach with ginger and lemon. I'm like, really? He didn't go and say Jamila did this and that. No, he went and said that he did it. Left out a lot of important ingredients. Didn't even bother to ask me what other kind of herbs was in it. Didn't bother to ask me. Now here we are, 3 or 4 years later, and his stomach is still not healed. He still has stomach problems. As soon as I walk away, the stomach starts hurting. I don't know why this man just would not listen to me. And I asked him, I said, well, I'm the one that told you to drink ginger, but it wasn't just ginger. There were 3 or 4 different herbs that was in there. It was basically a potion tea. It was a tea potion that I made for him that I blessed. He took one sip of it, stomach instantly felt better. Went home and would not give me credit for it. I've never seen anybody so ridiculous in my life. So when somebody does something like that, that means that they have a lack of appreciation. Like I just I feel like I don't feel sick inside or anything. I feel great, but I just don't understand why this man is so fake. He's so unbelievably fake. Don't do that anymore. Don't fall for a male in social media that tells you, hey, she ain't nothing. Come to me. I believe in the teachings of Christ. And come to me and give me your money. Yo, Christians don't even communicate with familiar spirits. You are not allowed to communicate with spirits if you are a Christian. So spirits include what? your ancestors and all other deities besides Christ. Which here's the here's the oxymoronish part about it, is that Jesus Christ himself is a spirit, but Christians are forbidden to communicate with spirits, including Jesus. So Jesus ain't been in the building for thousands of years unless you have a devout Christian in that church that really believes and that's connected to Jesus. Then you may get some kind of apparition or something happening. Then here's another thing, that religion is not set up surrounding our current economic system. So, this is the reason why you're not manifesting money, why he's been able to block my money, why people had to die for him to have a little bit of money. Because he doesn't get it, he doesn't have it, he didn't get it, he didn't get it, he didn't understand it. So this is the reason why they are telling you to accept less and be as codependent as possible, because you're going to manifest less when you limit yourself. As I'm be honest with you, everybody that's a part of that church, people have different stuff going on. A lot of people that have college degrees can't even find a job that's paying worth a damn. The only person that got a little bit of money and security in that church is pastor and his wife. I think it's ridiculous. I really do. Some of you guys, you are connected with the left hand path. You're connected with the fallen angels. You're connected with, you know, those things. You can't just go to somebody that says, I'm going to pray and I'm going to take the Bible and I'm going to thump the Bible and this is going to happen for you. And nobody's being punished. What are we talking? Punished? Punished for what? What the fuck? What would we need to be getting punished for? For living? For waking up in the morning? God is punishing you? I don't, listen, I can't believe that somebody would make themselves so obvious. It's none of these people that I am speaking about, they're not even wolves in sheep's clothing. They're not wolves at all. So, I just felt like I needed to speak about that because it's so very sad when you cancel out the magic, you cancel out everything. Everything. There is a 50-50 chance that when you go that route, that it ain't gonna happen, that you're gonna be denied. Not even delayed, but just denied. And I truly believe that. I don't care what anybody says. I can sit here and show respect for Jesus Christ, but there's certain things that I would not go to Jesus for. There's certain things that I would go to Lucifer for if I needed it. Jesus is there to maybe be a friend, maybe if you're lonely. Jesus is not going to manifest hundreds of thousands of dollars for you. He's not. That's not even in Jesus's nature. And I also don't believe that it's in Jesus's nature to necessarily judge those of you that are very abundant. But even if Jesus did, and so what are you supposed to do? Everything is inflating. Everything is more expensive. What are you supposed to do? Right? Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you know, I've learned my lesson. Stop letting, stop letting these misogynistic males fool you. And here's another thing, because um, I went on Trinity's show last night, and I don't know if Trinity's watching, because I'll let her come up here because I think Trinity is, she's an entertaining person. But last night, after we had gotten off of our live and I went over to her channel and I did go on her panel, and she said to me, she said, Jamila, I am what did she say? She said, I perform sex magic and I get this money. I get the money out of these men. And you know what? I don't judge her for that. But what I do is very different, and it should be respected. It should be respected. What I do is I accept clients to get work done. That's how I make my money. Okay? That's how I make my money. And I've done it for years now. I've been doing this for almost a decade. This is how I have earned my keep. This is how I put food on the table. This is how I pay my bills. So all of us are different. I'm not going to judge somebody just because they're different. As long as you're not trying to impede on me, you're fine. I'm going to lay down for a minute, y'all, before I go outside, cuz I got my stuff ready to go outside, and I'm just going to wait for the word to come whenever spirit want me to go out here and start on this bonfire. I got to sit here and recharge my batteries because I've been fighting with this man all day. All day. I've been fighting with him. Not just him, but these women that are supposed to be in his coven. I don't understand why, if people want to do something, I always do something the right way the first time. You actually thought that you were going to steal my power and energy by going around the internet calling me fat and ugly, and I think that's ridiculous. I really do. I think it's totally ridiculous. Anyway, guys, yeah, very dangerous practice to be doing that. And if you feel drawn to a witch, go to the witch. If you feel drawn to her, unless I tell you that she ain't no good, y'all need to listen to me. If people would listen to me, they wouldn't be sitting around wondering why they're upset, they're mad. Also, a lot of you guys that are going through possible eviction, loss of your home, you don't have to lose your home, you know. So I don't know. I just think it's sad that people would do stuff like that. And then, especially being that a lot of you guys' ancestors, a lot of these deities like Hecate and Lakshmi and even Lilith, Clonic, they have so much abundance waiting for you. Things that you've been wishing and praying for your whole life. And, magic and spirit and God or the universe is so powerful that why would you feel the need to scam people on that? Anyway, I'm tired, y'all. I'm going to take a little nap before I get outside later on. And I may go live outside. I'm going to ask my spirits to help us kind of not forget about it, but to heal from it and just to get over it. So I did do a working for all of my clients. I have it sitting over there. I did my special potato for all of my clients. So, it's still over there going. And I've done my job for, as far as what I was supposed to do today. So I wish that all men were better or real, but unfortunately they're not. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Okay. It is. It's very sad. It is. But nobody's hurt. It's just very sad that people will exploit my spiritual beliefs. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Blessings.